Welcome back to the Real Frame Reviews. I'm Scott, and today we're reviewing The Miracle Season. The Miracle Season is a film based on a true story of a girls' high school volleyball team that is a state champion from the year prior, and they're trying to go for a two-peat in the state of Iowa until tragedy hits and their star player is killed tragically in what I'm guessing is a car accident, and they have to sort of rally around themselves and sort of create a little bit of a run just to get into the state tournament and win the state title. This film stars Helen Hunt and William Hurt. Most of the other actors and actresses in this film are lesser known. Also, they have Brian McNamara, who directs a bunch of Disney stuff. You may remember him from like the Even Stevens movie, Casper Meets Wendy. So he is sort of used to this tender family drama, if you will. And this movie definitely tugs on your heartstrings a bit. You have a girl who is just larger than life, and it shows from the opening frame until the time we last see her. And that is not a spoiler. You know it in the trailer. If you see the trailers, you know that she dies. That's the whole movie is about them, this team trying to live up to their billing of being one of the top volleyball schools in the state. Sadly, I mean, it's tough to say because this movie, it'll grab your attention and it will keep you involved in the story, but it will make you roll your eyes at times, and it kind of gives you a headache in that way, because at one point you want to be like, oh wow, this movie is very touching and it's got a big heart and it has some pretty good scenes in it, and then in other places it just doesn't make any sense. For one sequence, the girl, the main character, goes to this boy's house that she likes, and instead of just ringing the freaking doorbell, she's like throwing stones at the window in the front yard. And I'm like, why? What's the point of that? Like, why would you have to do that? It doesn't make any sense. There's another scene where they're trying to put up a banner in front of the school, and the really tall, like 3-story ladder is used to get up there, and there's no, like, it's just literally this ladder that's going up like 3 stories high, and the girl's like, okay, you go put that up there, and the boy's like, okay, I'll go put that up there. And it's like, I don't think the school would sign off on that, especially after all of the pain that they're enduring, losing one of the life of the school, life of the volleyball team. So it gets really odd in points, and like it doesn't make sense. Like William Hurt's character, he's the father, and he obviously is going through a lot. His wife's in the hospital for undisclosed reasons. We don't ever find out why. And then you have a buddy of William Hurt calls him up on the phone and is like, hey man, you want to get together? I'll bring you some food or something like that. And William Hurt just picks up the phone and, I think he says something about God or meeting at church, this guy. William Hurt picks up the phone and says, God hasn't done anything for me lately. And I'm like, okay, is this a religious movie? Like, what's going on here? They don't talk about it at all. They don't resolve it. I mean, I take that back. I guess they do resolve it. They meet in a church and have a moment, but like, the dad's not torn. William Hurt's character is not torn about his religion or his belief in God or anything throughout the entire movie. It's just those 2 scenes. And it just doesn't make sense at all. And I think the big issue with this movie is the writing. Because the writing, Helen Hunt's character, I think she does a really good job, and especially at the end, so stay through the credits if you go see this, because they show you the actual people, and Helen Hunt does a really good job at creating this coach who who is very, I guess, straight laced. She doesn't show a lot of emotion. She's in it to win it and that kind of stuff. But she says like two lines during each game. It's like, follow your blockers or something like that. And then it's like, yes. It's like that's the only two lines you hear her say throughout every volleyball game. I will say this because McNamara does a pretty good job. I feel like I never played organized volleyball. I understand how the game works, so I had a little bit of insight going into it. And seeing these girls play this volleyball, it actually looks real. I mean, it looks like they were trained well or they have a background in volleyball, which is all good. I mean, that's sweet. I actually thought that was really good. It flowed really well. And then there's these insert shots of the same stuff over and over again. So it's an insert shot of a dude pulling a flag like this, and then there's an insert shot of whatever judge is doing this or this. But the thing with this and this is that you don't know, if you don't know volleyball, you don't know what it means because it flips. It like breaks the 360-degree rule, right? And or maybe it's a 180-degree rule. 180-degree rule, 360 rule, whatever. You're confused at what's going on, right? So it's not this side wins the point and then they do this. It's this side wins the point and they do this. And you're kind of like, what? They don't explain that really well. And it was kind of confusing. And then they put in the obligatory, coach gets mad at the ref. The one time she gets mad, you're blind. And, it's all John McEnroe. You're blind. You're a fool. All that stuff. And it's like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this movie, like I said, it carries a lot of emotional baggage, which is a good thing. I mean, it keeps you invested. It keeps you into with the characters, but the characters don't really have a lot going for them. I mean, the team turns on the main character at one point, and then it doesn't go anywhere from there. There's no confrontation about it. It's really just let's talk shit about her behind her back, and then whoopsie, she's there, and then nothing comes out of it. And I think it's like I said, I think it's a breakdown in the writing. The directing, I mean, the volleyball, like I said, the volleyball shots are sweet. But it's the same thing. It's like it's repetition over and over. At one point, I thought they were playing the same team for like 3 times. I couldn't tell the difference. But Miracle Season is a film that I think you can go to. You got a family, go to. You can enjoy it, but don't think that it's going to hold a lot of cinematic techniques. It's not going to wow you. You might take a few things away from it, but overall, it's a movie that, I think it just kind of failed. It actually felt a lot like maybe one of those Disney Channel original films. So I'm going to give The Miracle Season 2 out of 4 stars. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if there's anything you want me to review. I would gladly do it. Thanks a lot. Peace.